Welcome to
the local lowdown and
find out what's happening in Lavaca County, Texas. Now here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the November 6th and 7th editions of the newspapers in Lavaca County and the Luling Newsboy. And welcome to the Local Lowdown Podcast. And my co-host is here, Michelle. How are you, Michelle?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you're back, Murray. I missed you.
I'm happy to be back, and we're gonna have a setup next time Nicole comes where we won't have to all gather around one mic, and she'll have a mic and we'll have a mic, and everybody can just wail on.
That means you need to hurry up, Nicole, and come back.
Yeah, well, don't tell Nicole about what I did, because this is supposed to be a political free telecast.
Yeah, I'm definitely posting it today.
Okay, well, that's good. I'll hope nobody sees it.
Why do we have to be politically free?
Because you have people that maybe listen to this podcast that don't agree with our political persuasion.
Oh.
But then, if they don't, well, that's fine. They've got a right. And if they want to share doing a dance for another political party, we'll be happy to oblige.
But we do have a new president.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And that was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I think so. And of course, in my opinion, it's for the better. Mainly because I want my country to be strong. I want my country to have a strong military presence around the world. And there's a number of other things, but I won't get into that right now. But anyway, I hope everybody got to vote, and I hope you did vote, because that's what makes this country so great, that everybody's able to do that. Where when you start talking about dictators, that don't happen with a dictator. And we had a man for 4 years that they called a dictator, and as far as I know, he didn't dictate.
I don't think so.
And he left office when it was time. But anyway, let's talk about the newspapers, unless you've got something you want to share.
No.
All right, let's start then with the Tribune.
All right. Well, our whole Tribune is definitely dedicated to honoring veterans, because Veterans Day will be Monday, or celebrated on Monday, November the 11th. And so we have a lot about veterans, from stories to pictures of individuals. So we're not going to go through everyone, but it is worth picking up a paper and reading their stories, their experiences, and all of that.
Yeah, all of our newspapers, folks, are full of veterans things. My column's about veterans, Michelle's column's about veterans, and then Bobby Hariska, our managing editor, went all out on the veteran thing. And I haven't got to read all those folks that were in there, but were those from local nursing homes or what?
Yeah, they were all from local areas, a lot from the nursing homes, and some of their stories are pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Well, that's that's history right there. Right. I tell you, a lot of these World War II vets, you have a hard time getting them to talk. So, kudos to Bobby for being able to get stories out of them, because I know my dad and your dad were veterans, and my dad was in World War II, and Michelle's dad was in Vietnam. And I know from interviewing my dad that I had a hard time, getting it out of him, because when you have vets that have witnessed death and destruction and seen their buddies get killed, they don't want to relive that. And I can't say as I blame them.
No.
I served 8 years or 5 years National Guard, 3 years Army Reserve, and I thank God every day that I didn't have to face those situations. I like to think that I would have went in a New York minute if I'd have been called. But I'm glad I don't have to relive those things. And God bless those that went and did and are living with it. So anyway, go ahead, Michelle.
We also, we talk about this a lot, but also kudos to all the volunteers. And on the front page of the Houtsville paper, we're talking about the volunteer fire department. There was 8 acres that was on fire in northern Lavaca County. And so these volunteers took care of that and stopped it from going even farther. And then prayers now to Bastrop again, who is burning.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know how long ago it's been, but they had some hellacious fires around Bastrop that when you were going down Highway 71 towards Austin, it looked like a war zone.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll get this under control. I know they have it partially under control, but I hadn't checked lately.
I haven't either.
But yeah, you're right. Those firefighters and especially those volunteers that come out and do that, and like we have EMS volunteers, and I don't know what we'd do if we didn't have them.
Right.
It'd be a bad situation.
Thanking them just as much. And also, we did get a little bit of rain, but not very much.
Not much.
So don't go throwing your cigarettes carelessly.
No.
Or anything funky like that.
As far as I know, the band.
The what?
The burn band is still in. I'm still thinking about that dance I was doing.
Dance, yeah. It's hard to get that out of your head. Let me
pretty
tell
horrible. I don't even want to see it.
It was amazing. A highlight of my day.
Yeah, I bet.
And Larry talks about how we had 0 rain
in
October, which that stinks quite a bit. Henry Joe, he had, his trivia question is submitted by Marty Poptek. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And it's which 2 Major League Baseball teams moved from the East Coast to the West Coast in 1958? I wasn't alive yet.
Well, I know the answer, but
don't tell nobody.
No,
Gosh.
I wouldn't want the little fella to get angry with me. We have enough going on. Now, before you turn the page, talk about your column and your dad.
So I wrote a column this week about my dad. I guess I felt a little guilty since I wrote about my mom. No, it just so happened that they both fit, one right after each other, and they both had big battles. My dad chose his battle, I suppose. That was one of the things I wrote about, that he did go in the Navy during Vietnam, but it was by choice, not by draft. And I know that, I was trying to find it and I couldn't, but back then, a lot of the mothers, or I don't know, I guess it was mothers. It was my grandmother, so it was my dad's mother, would write stories or updates in the newspaper about their sons being over war, or prayers for them. And I know my grandma had a whole box full, and I did save them, but I could not find them this week because I wanted to quote some of that. But I grew up my whole life definitely knowing that my dad was a part of the Navy and how big of a part that was. But I think the greatest lesson I learned is that he saw really amazing things all over the world, but his love and appreciation for the easy small town living, and I was always jealous we didn't have McDonald's or all those luxuries, but he always reminded me of the great things we have in small towns.
And he was on the USS Kitty Hawk.
The Kitty Hawk,
a carrier, for you folks that don't know. And if you want to know what a carrier looks like, go to Corpus and go aboard the Lexington.
I could not even believe. I remember he was in the nursing home, I think, already by the first time I had saw the Lexington and toured it with my family. And I remember talking to him how small the areas were that they slept in. And
the Lexington was a World War II vessel, and your dad was on a Vietnam era vessel, so it was probably nearly twice as big as the Lexington. But I remember
I don't think he still had a bigger room.
I had a friend that was on the USS Ranger, and we talked about how he said people would come up and say, well, I had a friend on the Ranger and his name was blah, blah, blah. Did you know him? And my buddy said, there were 5,000 of us on that Ranger. That's like a small town. You know,
Yeah.
how would I know everybody?
And the Kitty Hawk still does exist.
Oh,
It
really?
is still a carrier that is around, or at least it was like 10 or 15 years
Is
ago.
it like a memorial or
No, it was
still in service?
15 years ago, it was still in
Wow.
service. So,
Wow.
and my dad was in San Diego for a very long time of his service, and that's where he went out of. And of course, I talk about how like you can just tell like a veteran, and you can tell whatever. And so when I miss my dad, I get to come to work every day and see Murray and Chuck,
Yeah.
and I feel right at home.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate
Well,
you
maybe Murray.
mentioning mentioning me and Chuckums. Chuckums was in Korea. I never had to leave the United States. I was in Port Leonard Wood, Missouri, and Fort Knox, Kentucky, learning how to drive and shoot a tank. But,
Which you're pictured with.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah.
So if you want to see Murray's picture, it's in the Houtsville paper.
Yeah, that is at the Texas Military Forces Museum in Austin.
If you want to see Chuck's picture, his cartoon picture is on the sports page.
Yeah.
See?
And he really looks better in that cartoon
than in real life.
I didn't mean it, Chuckums.
Oh, Chucky. And we do want to thank all our advertisers that helped us bring some of these stories in this special edition for Veterans Day. And I don't think I mentioned, but on the front page, and I think in most newspapers, we have the events coming up for Veterans Day. Right. Some, I think, start tomorrow.
Yeah, right? Folks, you need to take the time to read about these veterans that are especially in these nursing homes, because they've got some stories to tell. And when you think about it, that's history. That is living definitely history.
And some of them told very long, good stories. So check that out. And then it continues into the second section. So don't think you're done with veterans in the first, because the second. And Henry Buckner, he is the start of the second section on 3B. And his story is very interesting. So I didn't get to read everyone's, but I did read his, and Margaret also talked about it. So I knew about it, and it's very interesting.
Well, when I get home today, I'm going to read every one of them.
And take a nap.
Yeah, after
Must
that.
be nice.
Before or after the nap, I'm not sure.
Okay. And then we have Chucky Sports. And so there's the rivalry. Well, I don't know. Is it a rivalry game? But Yoakum and Houts will play this week.
Yeah, it's a pretty good rivalry. Yes,
so,
it is.
All bets on. We don't know.
I don't know that one. Of course, I pull for Hallettsville, but
I think Nadine and Mark were trying to bet $1, but I don't know.
That could be a toss-up. As far as I'm concerned, that could go either way. But they will, if I understand it correctly, they'll both be in the playoffs.
Right, so
that's a good thing.
Yeah, but it's also a fun game to watch, so if you have nothing to do. Murray talks about how all veterans should be honored, which I 100% agree with.
Yeah, I tried to list in my column World War II, the Greatest Generation, and the Korean War, which was always thought of as a forgotten war because it never was a declared war. It was considered a police action. And I imagine all them guys that went over there and like the froze to death, that they probably thought it was a war.
Yeah,
they were getting killed and shot at.
Sometimes I think Tuesdays are like a war here. I know that shouldn't, but
sometimes, but
in comparison, no.
But it's still going on today. We're fighting a war against terrorism that chances are that war will never end because it's not a declared war. But I also included something in there about the Vietnam vets because I thought they were it wasn't a popular war, as I said in that column, as if any war could be popular, but they were treated badly when they came home. And they saw the same kind of things and the same kind of carnage and have the same kind of terrible memories that all these other veterans have. So God bless them all. But anyway, I hope you enjoy reading about it.
For sure. And then we do have an obituary in Houtsville, and it's Billy Ray Drost, who passed away on Thursday, October the 31st. So condolences to his family.
Billy Drost was, I don't know how many of you folks around Hallettsville read the old Dung Beetle Saloon report that was quite popular. at one time. But I gave all the boys that came in there, because I worked in there part-time as a bartender and whatever, and all the boys that came
As a
in
drinker.
there, the boys that came in there, I gave them all aliases. And it was hilarious to sit and listen to their tales. And Billy Droz, I tagged him as the Pony Express rider because he was a postman. And he was a good guy, and condolences to his family.
Yes, and Mr. Drost that calls in, what is his first name? Why can't I think?
I don't know.
But he calls in for Henry's trivia, and that's his brother, I think.
Right,
so.
right.
All right, we're going to move to the Shiner Gazette. We got here fast.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We're going to talk about this young man. His name is
Blaine Humes.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
I was wondering about that. Main thing that I wanted to highlight this, I told Michelle before we started, is because they're having a benefit for him Saturday, November 9th. That is this Saturday, right?
Yes, and then Sunday's the meal.
Sunday will be a meal, but the benefit will be in Sweet Home at the Sweet Home Hall. And they will also have, as Michelle said, they'll have a meal Sunday, November the 10th at the Casper Pavilion in Shiner. This young man's 18 years old. I think he played football.
He did.
And he was diagnosed with this, and it was a rare kind of cancer. And it affects about 1,200 people per year, according to the story here that Clayton Kelly wrote. But if there can ever be a good thing about cancer, this one was easy to cure, so they say. And it started off with a large tumor, and now, if I read this story correctly, it's like pea-size. So God bless this young man, and I hope that you folks that are able will turn out for this benefit and buy tickets to that meal. I think that I don't know, are they still selling them, or do you know?
I don't know. I think I have 2 left, but.
Okay, because Egan Barthels had posted that he was selling them.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I'm not sure, but wasn't there a number?
No, I'm sure
You
there is.
saw? Yeah. You can call 512-557-1285 for the fundraiser or for the meal. So we're talking about the tickets. If you want to get some tickets, it's 361-798-6300.
Yeah, he's gone through that chemo, and they've, had to go to the hospital and stay a week or however many days. And I know how that is because I had a person in my family with cancer, and those rides to Houston or wherever and sitting and being with them when they're going through that chemo, that's hard on the family, and especially on a young person like that.
Right.
But thank God he's getting well, and I hope that you all that can, as I said before, will go out and support
Yeah,
it.
there will be an auction, so if you aren't able to get meal tickets, you can go and support there. And auctions always have great items.
Well, other than those phone numbers that you gave, do you know anybody besides you and Egan that are selling them?
Well, all the royalty was selling, but I think we've all sold all of ours. And
Okay.
like I said, I have 2 personally that I would be willing to give because I'm guessing we're working the benefits. So I'm thinking some will be left over that I could purchase the day of. But
Well, maybe next week you can come back and report on
I
the
will.
benefit.
I will definitely say.
Or maybe you can take your new interviewing setup
Ooh,
and talk to some people.
That's so scary, Murray. I don't know how to talk to people.
Oh, if I had a horn, I'd be blowing that baby right now.
Would you? What else do we have going on in Shiner? Lots of things, right? We have an obituary for David E. Václavic. David passed away on October the 26th at the age of 68. So condolences to his family.
Definitely.
Definitely a lot of Veterans Day ads. Jimmy wrote an article, it's in most of our papers, about the Distinguished Medals of Honor that's awarded to veterans. There's several medals. And so you can read what those are all about. We have some sports going on. All the teams are still playing. We haven't got through district yet.
Shiner Comanches did well, didn't they?
They did, and they're picked to win, I think, again this week over Louise, right? Oh, no, they're not playing Louise. Yorktown, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
44 over Yorktown, so they're projected to be big winners.
Well, what are they? Do you know what their rating is right now? Or
I think Jimmy told me they were 5th.
Okay.
But I think that's a little low, but maybe I'm biased. What do you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, you might be.
I might be a little biased. There's also some soccer pictures, and you should definitely check that out in the Shiner Gazette. All right.
Who can we thank? We didn't mention it a while ago. Who can we thank, as if I didn't know,
Okay.
for all those soccer pictures in the Hallisville newspaper?
That would be Ani Zach.
Ani Zach.
You know,
She's turned into quite a photographer.
And I'll say it, even though, whatever, we were all getting such great ideas from Nicole, right?
Yeah.
So Murray did a picture because of an idea Nicole had.
Well, let me tell you about that before you go any further.
Go for it.
That picture, and I snapped it right in front of the office here of the taco place across the street. That picture has already got over 2,000 views.
That's insane.
And anytime Nicole puts hers up, which I think she does
every day,
because
she's dedicated,
that they get a lot.
Well, why don't we have a little battle? Like, I'll do one in Shiner, you can do one here.
Well, I'm not working. I'm not going to get up that early and go take a picture.
Well, it doesn't have to be in the morning.
Well, she says good morning, Luli.
But we can post in the morning, but that doesn't mean, I'm not getting up early.
Well, you're right. We could take it during the day and then post it later. The only thing is people could probably figure out when the sun's in your eyes at 3 o'clock. But, yeah, we can start doing that. We can kind of pass it around. And now that Ani's become such a great photographer and sits in stickers to take pictures,
she could join in.
Yeah, she could.
And she learned that sitting in stickers also from Nicole.
Except
Nicole doesn't sit in stickers. She sits on the Texas State sideline. And I think that's very dangerous because, Chucky, how he always makes fun of me. But those people run real fast.
You can I've been run over by them. I wasn't 82 then, and I was a little faster on my feet.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough. Not as fast as a 16, 17, 18-year-old boy. But I think if I saw right in an issue or two back that Nicole was giving a class on photography.
She's just amazing.
Yeah.
No, I'm amazing. She
comes in second.
Second, yes. Yeah. We don't want to put her too far above me.
All right.
All right. So moving on to Yoakum.
Well, we got all kind of more medals and vets and flags and
all kind of stuff going on.
Not Nicole, but Allison. I'm sorry, Nicole.
And Nadine.
Allison and Nadine, which I always like to say, that other lady.
That other lady.
But what's that story? There's a vet story there, right?
Yeah. So we want to thank Mr. Larry Kupka. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but he sat down with Clayton Kelly and talked about his time as a veteran or, time serving our country. And so a really good story. Read that. It's definitely worth the 5-10 minutes. You can sit down with it. So, and good job, Clayton, I guess.
Did you say that?
I didn't. And I do know this man, but I don't know how I know him. But condolences to the family of James Moore. James Jim William Moore died at the age of 88 on November the 2nd.
Yes, condolences to those folks for sure.
And then, of course, Yoakum is playing Hallettsville. We talked about that for sure.
Didn't they play Hitchcock last week?
Yes.
I believe that's right.
It did not go well.
The Bulldogs played the Bulldogs. Well, Hitchcock's pretty highly rated.
They are. Yoakum's paper, if you're looking for what veterans programs are going on, they, of course, have that in their paper as well. Allison shows off some of the trick-or-treaters in the paper, so check that out. And we want to thank Gonzalez Healthcare. We want to thank them for joining in on the Veterans Day stuff as well. So, and you get a complimentary lunch at what day is on the 11th at JB Wells Expo Center.
All right.
Thank them for putting that on as well.
Well, we're going to fly on over to the Molten Eagle. And our front page is about vets. The whole thing nearly is about vets. We want to congratulate Robert Nieto, is the new American Legion commander in Moulton. So he's well known in the area, and his story is on the front page, as I said. And Clayton wrote it and did a good job. And we have another story about Mr. Daryl Bachak. I believe that's the way Yashek told me to pronounce it.
I believe.
Bachak. And he sent this story. It's a special to the Eagle. He wrote it and he sent it to me. And he's a coach, a basketball coach at a little school. And I don't know how to pronounce this word, Michelle. Aristol. Aristol or something like that. It's a classical academy. It's a small charter school in Katy. But Daryl's family is from Moulton, and he worked 30 years as an accountant. And after he retired, he got this job coaching this basketball team down in Katy. But the whole thing is that he's worked out a deal with the Moulton basketball coach to bring his team to play Moulton.
Awesome.
And they are going to play, let's see, where does it say that? Somewhere down here. Tuesday, November 12th.
So this Tuesday.
JV game starts at 5:30 and is followed by the varsity boys game at 7 p.m. And then he goes into detail about his little school and how many members and how many students they have. And I thought it was a neat story. And after I got it in the paper, I sent him a message saying that it was on the front page of the Molten Eagle this week. And he wrote me back and he said, yeah, I know, because he takes our paper via the website.
Oh, so he got
so
it
he's
early.
a digital reader. And that's something some of you folks that have moved away from Moulton and still want to keep up with things is you can go to LavacaCountyToday.com and get you a digital subscription to read the Molten Eagle and all the rest of our papers.
And most of the time it comes Wednesday morning. Most of the time.
Hopefully. But anyway, if it doesn't come, you can go to the website and read it.
That's right.
And we have my column again about honoring all the veterans. And then we have this Grief Share Surviving the Holiday seminar. Have you seen that?
I haven't. The holidays can be a difficult time, which we do know, especially after losing a loved one. And so Surviving the Holidays is going to be a 2-hour seminar that is especially for people who have lost a loved one. It will be held at the Abiding Word Lutheran Church. And where is that? Is that in Moulton? Or we don't know?
I don't know, because I think that was sent to us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's not in there.
Maybe I'm missing it. Well, Abiding Word Lutheran Church, and it is going to be on November the 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. For more information, you can call 830-857-3855.
Not 830, that's
Usually Gonzalez, right?
it may be Gonzalez, yeah.
But
And we have a story about the Catholic Daughters and their meetings and what they're up to. We also have a story that was submitted by Angela Zumwalt about Miss Yanok's class that had some folks come to show them how to plant trees. And what's that day? Autumn?
Earth Day? That's
Maybe it
not
is.
now, though. That's like in April.
Yeah, let's take a look and see.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. I knew it started with A. But MISD was one of 20 25 schools or organizations selected in the South region. So we have a picture of those kids and some of those people from the Texas A&M Forest Service, and we were happy to have them. We have a story about the October rain schedule or happening from Larry
Henry. He wrote.
Oh yeah, we can't leave that little fella
No.
out. I knew you wouldn't leave him out.
And he talks about the history of the American Legion. In particular, I don't know how to say what he wrote. Year Mariam Post 392.
Right.
But remember, he was telling me that story about how voting used to be back in the day.
Which one was that?
I don't know. He was telling me, and I said that'd be a good column, and you said no, he's too busy. He can't write that.
Oh, well, he can write it this week.
Yeah.
See, I have a hard time getting that little fella to write about himself. He always wants to write. I told him, I said, the whole idea of you having this column is to write personal experiences. And, well, I don't know. Nothing happened. I said, you're 86 years old, nothing happened.
A lot happened, and he has really good stories.
Yes, he does.
I just can't remember what he was talking about. I'll have to ask him again. Because Murray got so angry because I was talking to him. Things get a little feisty on Tuesdays.
Yeah, well, things get a little pressurized on Tuesdays, if you know what I mean.
But I will thank Murray for sticking it out with me because we had a long Tuesday this week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think I left around after 7, and I think y'all were here till after 8.
Yeah, about 8:30. But it's all good. Look how good the paper's turned out.
You need to pat us on the back, folks, because we stayed here that long and got all those veterans thing out. Nicole did all that. Nicole and Michelle.
Yeah, watch that.
But yeah, I'm proud of it. Looks good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for veterans. Imagine that.
Did a good job and had a lot of contributors that helped out, and there's a story for you, Michelle.
Really? What is it?
You like all
corn leaf hopper re-emerging in Texas.
You always like them.
Where's a picture?
You always like them grasshoppers and stuff like that.
I don't know what it even looks like.
Well, I didn't have a picture, and
Imagine that.
I didn't have time to go look for one. Tell us about that obituary.
We have Mr. Gary G. Barta, 74 of Moulton, who passed away on October 25th, 2024.
Yeah. And condolences to that family.
And then your Sycamore Creek Cowboy, it didn't get in my paper. I didn't have room, but it's what to say instead of thank you for your service. So check that out. I'm not going to tell them what to say.
No, they need to read it. And Moulton probably was the only paper it was in this week. But anyway, we had space to fill.
That's right.
And you probably don't even know who that is.
Doris Day.
Have you ever heard of her?
Yes.
Oh.
Of course. I don't know who Joe Rogan is, but I know.
Yeah, I know.
I do know who Joe Rogan is, now that y'all told me he was the Fear Factor guy.
There you go. And folks, you need to remember the classifieds in all our papers and check them out. Like I always say, there might be something in there that you didn't know you needed until you saw it.
There's always something.
And thanks to them kids in the sports that you just blew by.
No, they placed 16th at state, and I was going to say it.
All right.
Gosh, murmur.
Where are we going? We're going to drive over to the watermelon capital of the world.
Is it?
It is to me.
Okay.
And I'm sure it is to Nicole.
Probably.
The Luling Newsboy and Signal. And what has she got going on?
She is talking about a night in Old Luling. The success that success shared with the school program. So she did an article about that. It says that students received a $20,000 donation for a fun-filled evening.
All right.
And she also, I know that she went, I'm going to maybe quote this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the VFW meeting on Monday night. So she was up late working hard trying to get the veterans because that's when she got to sit down and talk to them. So she got in-depth interviews with them, so congrats to them. And this is great. Prairie Lee, who is right outside the high school, right outside the Luling, they play six-man football.
Yep.
But they haven't made a playoff in 80 years.
Damn,
that's old.
Yes, it is. It is old. Let's see, I was about 2, I think.
Oh God!
Anyway, yeah.
But I
Well,
won't say.
congrats to them, that's for
Yes,
sure.
and best of luck. We do have an obituary, Hollis F. Millard Sr., who passed away on October 29th, 2024. Condolences to his family.
You bet.
We got some Veterans Day stuff, of course, going on. We got some sports.
Was that, y'all wasn't at that game, were you?
We weren't.
Okay,
That was like during the week, so.
okay.
And the Dodgers won the World Series. We didn't really talk about that. Did you win in Jimmy's pot?
I don't ever play that pot
Oh.
because I never win.
I won, Murray,
Well, that figures.
because I'm a winner.
You sure Jimmy didn't rig it like Yashik rigs that?
No, he does not rig it. We have more about veterans, of course. Basketball is starting at all the schools. And then past meets the present. Guess who came up with that?
I got a pretty good idea.
It's so clever, but guess who came up with it? Just say it, Murray. Come on, come on. It's going to hurt you.
Whoever it was is pretty damn amazing.
Pretty damn amazing. She is. But so Nicole did all the research, of course, about this and got the story together. And then she said that I was supposed to build an ad for something called the Killing Room, which, I mean, that takes you kind of...
That sounds kind of bad, doesn't it?
takes you to another level. And so she sent me the story and I read it. And of course, I didn't read it till about 10 minutes before she got here on last Friday. And when I was reading it and I read, it was a great story. But when I read Past Meets the Present, I was like, oh no, it has to be the heading.
Well, what's the story about?
So this guy, when he grew up, his mom worked at a slaughterhouse.
Okay.
And so he has now bought the building in front of that slaughterhouse, and he's called it the Killing Room because obviously that's the room his mom worked in. And so he'd go to work. And so now it's going to be a room for artists to come and record, basically a recording studio, play music. So super cool, super fun.
Does it say exactly where it's located or no? Is it? I wonder if it's downtown.
I think so, but it is downtown.
Okay.
But
well, if Littling's like some of these other little towns around here, downtown is easy to find.
Yes, and just so you know that the Killing Room is not anything about killing, except that it used to be. And did you notice that that's meat and guitars hanging together on a meat hanger?
Oh wow,
it's pretty amazing, right?
I'm gonna go look at that.
In color.
And you know why? You know why I'm gonna go? Get some of that sausage
That's
from
right.
City Market.
It's probably very close by. And then this picture, of course, on the ad too. Nicole took great pictures of music. I like the artistic. You'll see the Killing Room in the background. But this is the mom and her son, who is now the owner.
All right.
Of the Killing Room.
Great.
So best of luck to them.
Great story. How about
Brittany?
that?
Brittany is dead tied for first place. And I think this is the week, Murray.
This is the last week, isn't it? Or
I don't know.
No, probably not.
But this is the week for her to win. 100%.
You're pulling for her, right?
I am pulling for you, Brittany. Please, come through. I
wonder if Nicole's going to take any more football pictures at Texas State.
Although I do worry because up until the Texas State game, who is at Louisiana Monroe, which I know nothing about, which Patrick Rayborn picked the Warhawks, and Brittany picked the Bobcats. But until that is the only pick that is different. We have another reason to cheer for the Bobcats this week, Brittany. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm sure you're a great guy. But I am, first of all, eat 'em up Cats all the way. And I want Brittany to win. And she picked the Comanches, so she's smart.
All right.
Totally intelligent. All right, we're done, Murr.
We're done. Well, that's good. Let's see how much time. Ooh.
Uh-oh, we talked too long.
We can't seem to do anything under 40 minutes.
I don't know why.
Hey, we're at 40 minutes right now.
Well, darn it.
So
I guess we're saying goodbye.
We're going to have to say goodbye unless you got something real intelligent that you want to share with us.
I always do, but I'll save it for next week.
Okay. All right, say yours and I'll say
All
mine.
right. Well, have a great weekend. Go support Blaine's Benefit on Saturday and Sunday if you can. And enjoy the weather. It's getting cooler.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. All right.
Bye.
Well, I'm not going to say bye yet. I'm not through.
You're going to say how wonderful I am. Let me sit back.
Oh, well, yeah, you are amazing.
Pretty much.
I wonder if they have any chicken on the bone for sale anyway. Oh, by the way, speaking of meals, that was pretty good.
You had a good meal last night? I'm glad. Thank
Yeah,
you.
my wife and I, we both enjoyed that.
A little early Thanksgiving meal.
It was good. It was very good.
I'm trying to get chicken fried steak for our Christmas party.
Are you?
But
Are you going to have it catered or what?
yeah, but no one seems. Well, everyone wants it until Ani says it's too hard, and then everyone changes their vote. What is that?
All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you listening to this nonsense, and we hope that you'll share it, and we hope that you'll come to our local Lowdown group on Facebook.
Watch Murray dance.
Oh, God. It's open to everybody, and if she really puts that on that group, you need to come just for a good laugh.
It's a good one.
That's all for now, folks. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.